What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the price for the game Returnal. Now, I've talked about this game actually twice just over the last couple of weeks on this channel on Podcast Now Plus, and this is a game that, make no mistake about it, I'm very, very excited for this game. I'm going to be buying it day one. I talked about really my love of Housemarque, and they've made some not the greatest things in the world, but they've also made, honestly, some of my favorite games. I don't say that lightly. Resogun, Next Machina, I think are some of the, honestly, the most fun games I've ever played, and just games that I've enjoyed in my entire life. Okay, so I love Housemarque to death. I love the idea of this game, Returnal, and I'm sorry I've always called it The Returnal. For some reason, I thought it was called that word was in the beginning. It's actually not. It's just called Returnal. See, I was about to say The Returnal. But this is a game, again, from what you guys have seen from maybe gameplay, and I've said it before, I think this looks like the best of Resogun and Next Machina. I know I saw somebody on Twitter say, like, this is how Mass Effect Andromeda should have been. I mean, I just see everything, the best parts of those two games mixed into this game, and I love it. I love it to death. But the issue is, and I didn't even know this when I said, I know I made that video, I also made the video talking about, were they teasing Silent Hill. When I made those two videos, I didn't even know the price. I didn't look up the price, and somebody had told me, like, hey, it's a full price game. This is now this is US dollars, $70 game. That is horrific. I mean, I can't think of a worse thing. And again, I mean, you see me, this is not like hypocritical or anything like this. I'm a Sony guy. I support them. I have a PS5. I support Housemarque. I love their games. I'm buying this game. So you know where I stand with that kind of stuff. At the same time, I'm very willing to throw my punches at these guys when they make mistakes. And I think that makes me, in my opinion, that makes me real, and that makes me, I would say, different than some people you'll find on the internet that are maybe too blindly loyal, or they kind of just all fake it for you guys. I'm not like that. And what I see with this is just a catastrophic failure waiting to happen. This is exactly what this is actually point for point what Destruction All-Stars is. If you didn't know, Destruction All-Stars, right, that kind of Rocket League / Fortnite-ish game, which I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting that game day one. I mean, it's a free game on PlayStation Plus, but I am so excited to play that game. I'm so excited to talk about that game and make videos on that game for either of these channels, right, my main channel or this one. I'm so excited. So it's not like I'm bagging on it, but the thing is, I was excited for that game. I was looking forward to it, but was I going to buy it day one? Well, no, that game was going to be a launch day game, and it was going to be a $70 game. Absolutely not. I mean, I'm already getting, and at the time, I'm already getting Miles, I'm already getting Demon Souls, and so I did. I have Little Big Planet, all right, I have Sackboys. In fact, see, I don't even know what games I do have, but see, these are games that already cost me a lot of money, right? They're very expensive games. I mean, yes, like money doesn't grow on trees, in case people didn't understand, right? So the point is, Destruction All-Stars has all this potential, and I'm so excited for it. And it's a game that honestly can't thrive without people playing it, right? And by people, I mean like a community. Because if there's no online community for this game, there is no game. Yes, you can do it single player, but what kind of game like this do you know of that succeeded in terms of single player? There's not one game, okay? So it would not be a good idea. And, credit to Sony, they did the right thing. They made it a PS Plus game. And the way they're doing it, having Bugsnax be a PS Plus game for an extended period of time, having Destruction All-Stars being a PS Plus game for an extended period of time, I like that idea. I like it. And even if that means that we need to accept that maybe we won't get a PS5 game on PS Plus for a month, or like they kind of did this month, where it's just it's a smaller game. I downloaded or I added it to my library, but I haven't played it. The Returnal, I'm not saying this game should be a PS Plus game. I don't want people to get confused, and I don't want to kind of mislead you guys. I think this game should be charged, okay? Just like even Destruction All-Stars, you could have charged $20, $30 for it. I would have picked it up in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I would have paid money for that. Returnal, same thing. Now, here's the deal. Again, I will be spending $70. Now, I don't know how I'm going to sell it. My wife doesn't watch these videos. I don't know how, and she's not here right now, so I can say this. I don't know how I'm going to sell it to her. Because $70 for a game of this kind of stature it's not good. It's just flat out like it's tough because we are kind of judging it based off of money, but in general it is fair. I have to be honest, it's fair to do that with any game. If you play a game and it's $70, you're going to judge it based off of that money that you spent on it. If you buy a game for $60, you're going to do the same thing. If you buy a game for $20 and then that same game, say in an alternate universe, was $60, you're going to judge it in two completely different ways because you're going to give it, I would say, more like benefit of the doubt in the cheaper model, right? Because you're like, well, I'm only paying $20. All of these, like, there could be big problems. There could be missing components of the game. It's only $20, and you'll judge it accordingly. But if the game is 60 or 70, you're going to judge it like that. So same thing for Returnal. Like, I'm so excited for this game. I think this game can be truly a really, really good game, a game that I have so much fun with, a game that I play nonstop, a game that I'm addicted to the leaderboards and wanting the highest score and all this kind of stuff. I expect that of this game, and I expect myself to, if it doesn't happen, that I would say that's on the game, okay? But for the game to be a full-price game, it just doesn't. So that game, and again, this is where you get into, like, the more negatives, because you have to now compare it to bigger games, even though it doesn't deserve it. You're telling me Returnal is going to be the same price as God of War Ragnarok? You're telling me Returnal is going to be the same price as Horizon Forbidden West? Are you out of your mind? And see, that's the issue. Even you could argue with, like, Sackboy: A Big Adventure. I mean, I'm loving the game. It's a lot of fun. It's a lighthearted, but it's a good platformer, I think. It's not nearly as good as, like, Astro's Playroom, which was for free, by the way, which that kind of makes it bad. But that's the point. Like, is Sackboy worth $60? No, I honestly would say it's absolutely not. It's worth probably $30 or $40. And ironically, that's what it would have been without all of the price hikes, right? Same thing with, like, Miles. Miles really would have been $40, but because everything's higher. But even that, so you're telling me Returnal was originally going to be $60 and now it's $70? It's not good. It's absolutely not good. This game, I'm not saying it needs to be $20, but $30, $40 if you're feeling really risky one day. I mean, these are prices that are a little bit better that I would be more willing to. But even if you just go based off of their history, I mean, well, Resogun was free. That doesn't count. Next Machina, I mean, was that even $20? You have, like, Helldivers. Helldivers was by Housemarque. Dead Nation. These are all games, I believe, that were $20, like $19.99. I don't remember any of these games being more or being like $30 or $40. So we're talking about a studio and games that is a lot like Returnal. Because again, I've compared it nonstop to their past games, which is a good thing. But these past games that we're talking about were free, or they were $20, or they were, I don't honestly remember, 25, even let's say 30 to give them, that kind of benefit, or like a benefit of the doubt. But that's not 70. So you're going from $30 games, you've been judging all these games based off of those models, to now 70. And I have always said, like, there are certain games out there, like Life is Strange Season 1. I mean, that game, I bought the Season Pass, so I think that game cost me like $20, $25, which is nothing. I would have paid like $100 for it. And I've said that before, like Uncharted 4. Like, you name your price, I would have paid that amount of money to play the game, right? But for a game like this, it needs the help of multiple people playing it. You know what I mean? And if the game is $70, it's not going to sell. That's kind of the biggest thing. I know I waited to the 8-minute mark to talk about that, but this game is not. I truly am very afraid for this game, because the whole point, and this is the biggest thing, and I'll end it here. The biggest, the reason that Housemarque changed, and remember, there was a big public thing. The reason they stopped doing top-down action arcade games, like with leaderboards and stuff like that, and they switched to originally an online, like an Apex or like a Fortnite, like that, something like that is what they were working on. The reason they switched that in the first place was because those games didn't sell. Resogun sold, obviously, but like Next Machina, Helldivers, all these kind of games, they didn't do good at all. And so they had to switch their model. And while this game is in a good way, it's not too far removed from what they've done in the past, it's still them changing because they want more sales, because they can't survive off of the other stuff, and yet this game is doomed. It really is doomed because of the price. Now, it's an exclusive to Sony. Housemarque is not owned by Sony, so you imagine that Sony is covering it. It's saying, like, hey, don't worry about the sales. We got you. They should just buy Housemarque, let them make whatever they want, cover the cost, and that would probably make everybody happy. So we'll have to see if they end up. I think they will. I think Housemarque will eventually be bought by them, but we'll see. Let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Returnal is way too expensive? Are you still going to get it anyway? Let me know your situation. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, have the bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up, and I do a brand new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.